Alright, guys, so we're finally talking about Lanterns episode 1. So, spoilers if you guys haven't seen it. I can see why. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I can see why a lot of people were nervous about this show. Watching this show, and I know a decent amount of Green Lantern lore. I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan. Yes, I know who Hal Jordan is. Yes, I know who John Stewart is. But for the whole thing of this show, where you have Hal Jordan training John Stewart and is showing like now three different points in time, and I think '96 when John was a kid, he was seeing Hal on the TV. His dad was trying to encourage him to whatever. His dad was in the military. Obviously, he goes in the military. Then he trains with Hal. Hal almost, has him go over a cliff and is like, hey, meet me here. Puts him through a lot of heck, right? And then as soon as he meets his subconscious in the ring, it hasn't been updated in 10 years. And then this is in 2016, right? So his subconscious is in '06, and he tells him to go somewhere in Nebraska. Boy, when he finally gets him, he tells him, he flies off, he meets him at Nebraska, and he meets a sheriff, he meets other people there, and apparently they're trying to say this guy's a possible alien, that where this tragedy happened at a high school. And then we just see where they get the guy, they can't interrogate him because, again, of laws, and John gets himself into something, as well as Hal gets into a fight so he can get arrested, try to get near the guy. He gets bailed out by the sheriff's husband, who the husband's father has a lot of pull, I would say, in this town. And funny and kind of, I don't know whether it'd be funny or hilarious. We find out in the episode where John, he met some girl or woman at a bar, turned out to be the guy's wife of the that has a lot of pull. So the one that's a lawyer, basically John screwed his mom. And obviously his dad found out, gave John a little bit of whatever for it, and I'm sitting there going, okay, so you allowed another dude, or that another dude did that, and your wife did that, so you're not going to do something? First off, that's just, I don't know how to take all that. And then John getting upset and trying to, let Hal take the reins, and Hal's interrogating this guy, finds out he actually is an alien, explodes himself in the jail, and he's able to stop it. But then we go into 2026, where apparently leaks were confirmed that Hal dies somehow, and John finds him in the same damn stadium where this whole story begins. And it just doesn't feel to me like a Green Lantern show. It feels more like, I feel like James Gunn kind of took a lot of Taylor Sheridan's ideas of like a country town, and like, oh, we're gonna do this, and then freaking John hooks up with a lot lizard grandma type deal. I don't know what to. I don't see right now the thrill of this show. I mean, yeah, it was a few funny comments with how John is very serious. Yeah, he looks like, I would say, the Justice League Unlimited John Stewart. I would say I will give credit to where credit is due on that, but I can see why a lot of people have been angry at DC, Warner Brothers, and especially James Gunn about this. And a lot of people have tried telling me, oh, let him cook, let him cook, let him cook, let him cook. But at the same time, bro, I'm not gonna go blindly. I'm gonna have an opinion, and I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt until I watch it. But right now, this show just does not feel like a Green Lantern show. Everything I'm seeing, it just shows a hint of Green Lantern, but it's just more everything else. Like, I don't know what to expect, honestly, from a Green Lantern show, but I'm just not very impressed so far. I mean, does my opinion really matter? No. But at the same time, other people that are Green Lantern fans, or hardcore Green Lantern fans, or DC fans that appreciate Green Lantern as a character, they're probably not going to like this. They're not going to be very happy with the way that these characters are getting treated, because people can say, oh, Hal's better than John, or John's better than Hal, or whatever. And then we got, and the other Green Lantern is going to be showing up from Superman at some point in the show too, where I guess he sees Hal at some point, I would say in 2016 or 26, so I'm not entirely sure, but apparently this is going to be focusing on 3 different timelines. And I don't know. I guess we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But overall, it just seemed like a buddy cop show where you got the older cop that's kind of like this, and now you got the younger cop that's trying to learn from the older cop, and it feels like they're trying to mix that together. Now, yeah, they put in of how, of course, how got his ring, how he got his powers, things like that. But at the same time, it's one of those, okay, just because you put Green Lantern on here or lanterns on here, I would say probably does not make it a Green Lantern show. So those are just really initially my thoughts. Quick recap. I'm still going to try to watch it. I may crash out on it at some point and just be like, nah, I'm good. Or I may just watch the whole thing to see how it improves, whether it improves or just gets worse. I'm not entirely sure yet. But we do see in 2026 where John does return to the town, and I guess he is cool with the sheriff, and he's like, does anybody know? And she's like, just a groundskeeper, and that's of course when they find Hal's body. So I don't know, guys. What do you think about this? Let me know about it down in the comments, and I'll see you as always on the next one.